Hello everyone and welcome to the program Talk Sport here on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for joining on today's edition of the program. As a lot is happening in the world of sport all over. We saw yesterday that FIFA announced its best female 11 team. That's the best female 11 team, and also that of the male. And also congratulations to Ousmane Dembele for becoming the best male player for 2024-2025 season in the world of FIFA. And again, congratulations to Chelsea's Hampton for beating Nadozie, that's Chiamaka Nadozie, to become the, FIFA best goalkeeper, female, for the female category. We saw Donnarumma of former PSG, now Manchester City's goalkeeper, who emerged also as the best goalkeeper in the male category. And overall in the male category, Kylian Mbappe is the best, and all over the world, Ousmane Dembele, I beg your pardon, is the best male player and the world best player. So congratulations to him. Yesterday, we saw again in the ahead of AFCON, the friendly match that was played between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Egyptians. That's talking about the Pharaohs of Egypt. The game ended in a 2-1 win in favor of the Egyptians. Congratulations to them on that win. A lot of errors happened in the defense line of the Super Eagles, which makes them, paid dearly, and then they lost that friendly match. But in I think that was a very good match we saw. And then in the NBA, Emirates Cup happened early hours of this morning, where New York Knicks defeated Spurs by 124-113. It was a night of a whole lot of a night, I would say, a morning, whichever one, wherever you're watching from, or wherever you watch the game from. It was a night and also a morning of a whole lot of actions and drama, because we saw lots and lots of things happening. And then in the Carabao Cup that happened yesterday, semi-finals between Cardiff City and the world champions, talking about Chelsea. Chelsea were victorious by defeating them 3-1, and most of those goals came in very, very late. Garnacho was a very, very standout performer for the world champs, and then we saw excellent matchups, and then we saw beautiful goals actually scored by that said individual, Garnacho. And still, Marescas is still having his outburst, and he hasn't explained the reason behind why he had that outburst after the weekend 2-0 victory after away from home when they defeated Everton. So we are going to have all of these conversations. We are going to talk about cricket. We are going to talk about, track and field, as Nigerian youth games are making us proud in Angola. But we'll have an extray all of this conversation immediately after this break. Stay with us. Yes, many thanks for staying with us. If you're just joining, this is Talk Sport, and I am Samuel Odi. As always, we'll be starting from the home front, as the NCF, that's talking about the National Cricket Federation, is set to expand West African cricket tournaments. Our president of the Nigerian Cricket Federation, Uyi Akpata, has reaffirmed the board's commitment to transforming the West African trophy into the biggest cricket tournament in sub-Saharan Africa. After the launch in Lagos in 2023, the second edition of the tournament concluded in Abuja over this past weekend, with Nigeria emerging champions at the National Cricket Federation overhaul inside Moshood Abiola National Stadium. The Yellow Greens maintained their dominance with a 40-run victory over Rwanda in the final, repeating their success from the inaugural edition in Lagos in 2023, where they also defeated Rwanda to lift the title. Speaking during the final in Abuja, Akpata outlined the federation's plan to expand the competition from 4 teams to as many as 8 as a move aimed at maximizing the use of available facilities and enhancing the potential of more cricket-playing nations in the region. Akpata also explained the federation's inability to stage the tournament in 2024, attributing it to a congested calendar, while stressing the NCF's commitment to the development of cricket across sub-Saharan African nation. Well, this is very welcoming, because this is also a sport that is developing here in Nigeria and within the sub-Saharan African region, because we don't get to see a whole lot of other sports and activities happening aside football, basketball, track and field, and long jump, and now we are beginning to see a little bit of javelin throw and other sporting activities being introduced. We saw, the 16 Nigerians who might be making it to the NFL. That's talking about American football, because of the fact that we saw at NUGA 2025 in Jos the introduction of flag football, also, which is an avenue for sports development. We saw baseball and softball being inaugurated still at Jos. So all of these activities happening is actually welcoming to see that within the sub-Saharan region, new sporting activities are being improved, so that when Olympic comes, Nigeria would also participate in most of all of these top world-class events that we are seeing. So we would hope to see that this gets expanded, and we get to hope also that year in, year out, no challenges will be posed on hosting world-class events like this, be it here in Nigeria or away in other African nations. So let's move on. World Cup playoffs. NFF petitions FIFA over DR Congo's players in eligibility. The official in charge of the football administration in DR Congo, Belinda Nuzad, has declined the comments over the players' eligibility controversy that has rocked the country 1 month after beating Nigeria in the final of the 2026 World Cup qualifiers African playoff final in Morocco. General Secretary of Nigerian Football Federation, Dr. Mohamed Sanusi, on Tuesday confirmed that the body has initiated a probe into DR Congo's use of ineligible players during the playoffs, a development that could reopen Nigerians' path to the tournament in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. DR Congo eliminated Nigeria from the African playoffs in November after a 4-3 penalty shootout victory in Morocco, a result that ended the Super Eagles' hope of progressing to the FIFA Intercontinental Playoffs. FIFA rules says once you have a passport of your country, you are eligible, and that is why they were cleared, Sanusi explained. But our concern is that FIFA was deceived into declaring them. It is not FIFA's responsibility to enforce Congo's domestic regulations. FIFA acts based on what is submitted to it. What we are saying, according to him, is that the process was fraudulent. Well, I don't know why the NFF is actually doing this at this point, because I don't know why the NFF is crying over a spilled milk, basically, because the milk has been spilled and there is nothing that can be done about it. Going back and forth like this is just embarrassing for me. From my own standpoint, I feel it's embarrassing, because if the NFF had done what they were supposed to do, if they had taken care of the administrative concerns they had way before, we advanced, the World Cup began, the World Cup qualifiers began properly, we wouldn't be having all of these concerns. How many coaches were involved in these qualifying matches? How many players were even invited, like players that are supposed to come play for these matches? How many of them were invited? Now we are trying to, do damage control. This is actually embarrassing, I would say. And talking about passports, not that the player had maybe double red cards, or maybe a younger player, or someone who, is not supposed to play at all. So all of this is it's not just it. And they shouldn't give Nigerians hope. Actually, they shouldn't even give Nigerians any form of hope that, yes, there's a chance that the Super Eagles will get to qualify for the World Cup. The Super Eagles is a team that is far bigger and is in a place where it shouldn't be having a mix of all of this conversation of, yes, we need some kind of miracle from this team or that team, or we need a team to be sanctioned so as we'll be able to, have the opportunity. Yes, South Africa were sanctioned. That was how we even got the opportunity to even advance to the playoffs to start with. So is the NFF not ashamed of all of this back and forth? I think all of this needs to be over with, and then the whole attention now should be focused on the games that will be starting this Sunday. Yesterday, yeah, we saw a good performance, but those defensive errors need to be corrected, because if they are looking to win the African Cup of All Nations as a consolation prize to Nigerians for not advancing into the World Cup, then all of these side distractions, all of this noise is not something the NFF should be paying attention to right now. They need to focus more on making sure that the team get all of their bonuses, Eric gets his salaries, and the team is in good position to be able to compete properly in Morocco. So that is what the NFF should be paying their attention to and putting their focus to, and leave all of this, shenanigans of, ineligible player or players that are not eligible. Like, if there is anything wrong, yes, the FIFA should figure it out. But right now, all the focus should be on AFCON and not this. It's not making any, to me, from my standpoint, it's not making any sense, because if they had done what they were supposed to do before now, firing coach, hiring coach, firing, getting a technical advisor, come on now, all of that, affected the team, and now we are, the entire nation and the Spikers is paying for it. So this damage control now, I don't even think that there's a very strong case for FIFA to actually investigate. But I'm sure that FIFA would definitely look into it, and at the end of the day, would definitely bring you the update and whatever the outcome of the results would be. So now moving on, let's talk African Youth Games as Team Nigeria clinched bronze in judo, which is very beautiful. Nigeria has been winning medals over and over again. At the fourth African Youth Games, Nigeria has secured a bronze medal in the 63 kg category at the ongoing fourth African Youth Games, following a hard-fought contest against Zimbabwe. Nigeria's Ogoha delivered an impressive performance in the bronze medal bout, displaying skill, strength, and determination to overcome his opponents and claim a place on the podium. The victory adds to Nigeria's team's growing medal tally at the Games and highlights the country's raising profile in judo. The ongoing African Youth Games in Angola continues to provide a strong platform for young Nigerian athletes to showcase their ability and gain valued international experience, so as when Olympic comes, all of this experience they are gathering would help them, have a podium finish. That is what the goal is for this current squad, and that is what we are seeing from the National Sports Commission, as they always tend to push young and upcoming athletes to be able to go and prove themselves and compete with their peers within and outside the country. This is just interesting to see that even on foreign soil, not just bronze medals and silvers, but gold medals are being won day in and day out, and the competition is set to end this weekend, because the bigger picture, it's coming up this weekend still, where African Cup of All Nations will be starting. So we'll see how all of this pans out, and congratulations to the winners of the medals respectively. Like they would say in Jos during Nuga, they will say whether na gold, whether na silver, whether na bronze, medal. So congratulations, medal is a medal. We are very happy that Nigeria is actually in Team Nigeria in Angola are making us proud in all categories that they participate in. So kudos to these guys, and we're very proud of you for making us proud. So moving on now, let's talk AFCON quickly, as Egypt beats Nigeria 2-1 in pre-AFCON friendly. Egypt beats Nigeria 2-1 in the pre-AFCON friendly of the Nations friendly at the Cairo International Stadium. This happened last night as both sides completed their final preparation for the tournament. The hosts took the lead in the 28th minute through Ahmed Soba after neat work done. The right by Zizo, whose low low cross found the midfielder unmarked for a close-range finish. Nigeria responded with increased urgency and went close before the break. Paul Onacho forcing the fine save from Mohamed Al-Shawi with a glancing header from Frank Onyedika's long throw. The Super Eagles were rewarded in the first half stoppage time when Chidozie Awazim equalized. Seydou Sanusi delayed free kick from the right caused confusion between Al-Shawad and his near post, following Awazim's to the north into an empty net to draw Nigeria level at interval. Egypt restored the advantage 8 minutes after the restart of the second half as Mustafa Mohammed capitalized on a poorly coordinated Nigerian offside trap, continuing his run before getting past Amazin Obasogie and then finding the back of the net. So, like I said, defensively there were a lot of errors, and then they need to have a very, very good coordinated defense. If that doesn't happen, then there'll be a very big problem. As much as the Super Eagles are hungry and they said they have all of the star qualities, this is coming from Calvin Bassey, Alex Iwobi, Frank Onyedika, and the likes of others, that the Super Eagles have what it takes to go all through and win the trophy. So all of these slight mistakes, all of these slight errors need to be looked into. Eric Chil needs to be very, very strategic and very, very technical in terms of, creating formations, and also doing his rotation so that the team would not suffer if a lot didn't really happen the way he envisions it to happen. So we will see how all of this pans out, and then in general I would say they had a good run, but more needs to be done, more and more needs to be done, so as we wouldn't be suffering, or we wouldn't suffer lots of defeat in the group stages. We need to advance all through, go all through the way to the finals. A couple of Super Eagles players that got caught up, we are very excited, and they shared actually tears of joy to the fact that they've gotten the opportunity to come represent their country, and a lot of them have said it's been a long time coming, and this is a dream that they've been having. But aside the dream, now your dream has come true. Now more dreams are birthed for you, so as you would go further, make a name for yourself, and help your country win the trophy. So this will be expecting from Nigerian players to perform excellently well and put Nigeria on the map again in a very good light by advancing all through to the final and winning the African Cup of All Nations, at least, and making it the fourth one for the nation. So moving on now, EFL, that's talking about Carabao Cup. Chelsea beat Cardiff City 3-1 to reach the League Cup semi-finals, which was very beautiful. The rejected cornerstone from Manchester United was the starman for Chelsea, the world champions, yesterday, as he made sure that he found the back of the net twice. Chelsea provided support for unsettled boss Enzo Maresca as they survived a scare from the third tier Cardiff to reach the League Cup semi-finals with a 3-1 victory over last night. Maresca's side took the lead thanks to Garnacho's strike early in the second half of the quarter-final in the Welsh capital. Chelsea were pushed hard by the Greater League One leaders, who equalized through David Turnbull's topping header, but the Blues delivered a welcome tonic for Maresca after his recent outburst as Pedro Neto and Garnacho struck in the closing stages of the match. When Maresca faced the media on Monday, the Italian refused to clarify his explosive claim after Saturday's 2-0 win over Everton that the previous 48 hours had been his worst at Stamford Bridge because his team lacked support from many people. He says Maresca's rant has fueled speculation. He was criticizing the club's co-owner Todd Burnley and sporting director Lawrence Seward and Paul Waitley. It has been suggested that Maresca was unhappy with the failure of Chelsea's hierarchy to publicly support him, aimed criticism of his rotation policy during the team's recent dip in form. Now, Maresca, who would support you when you're making rotations that is making the team lose? As a fan, as someone that has been supporting Chelsea for the longest, I would not be happy with you if your rotation is actually not giving us the results that we want. Battling, Chelsea should be sitting in the number 3 position now, on the 2nd position now in the EPL, if all of those rotations and if all of those draws and those unnecessary losses did not happen. So all of that contributed to the situation where Chelsea is now. Though he said his focus was on Cardiff, yes, we saw how focused he was, and then 3 goals and 3 wins, yes, 3 goals and 3 points, fine, yes, we accept that. We thank you for making sure, Chelsea advance into the semi-finals. But still, a whole lot needs to be done. You need to be playing the players you need to play, so as you'll be getting the results you need to get. Yes, basically. So the hierarchy of Chelsea cannot just come out and start applauding you when they are not seeing results. That's just something he should know. When this backlash is the backlash is coming for him to do better. Though we are hearing rumors that he might be leaving, but at this point now, I think Enzo Maresca's leaving Chelsea now is not actually the best. It wouldn't be the best, because the team now is finding the field, the rhythm is getting in there, and then I think there is this chemistry that is building within the Chelsea's attack. The midfield now is looking very, very healthy, and then the defensive line, though sometimes when Tosin is there he gets to misbehave, but now we are seeing the likes of Fofana and other players now managing that defensive line properly. Sanchez is also getting better, getting on his feet and holding it down within the goal line. So we will see how all of this will pan out, and we'll see what Chelsea will be looking like in the next couple of games that will be coming up this weekend, and also in the UEFA Champions League. So it's just interesting to watch. But for Enzo Maresca, when you're making your substitution, when you're making your rotations, you need to do those rotations that would not cost the team. It's just that simple. Yes, sometimes you win some and you lose some, but the caliber of players playing also contributes and signifies the outcome of the game in terms of experience and also skill set. So all of that counts. Also with the technical abilities of the coaching crew as well. So we'll see how the next matchup will be looking like for Chelsea in the EPL and also in the UEFA Champions League. So moving on, talking FIFA now, as FIFA unveils best women's 11 team for 2025. The Federation Internationale de Football Association on Tuesday unveiled the women's best 11 for the 2024 season. The best FIFA Football Award ceremony held at the Fairmont Carteral Hall in Doha, Qatar, recognized outstanding individual performances from players across the global game. The selection were drawn from performances between August 11th, 2024 down to August the 2nd, 2025, with players voted into each position by national team coaches and captains, journalists, and football fans worldwide. In the women's category, Spain led the lineup with 6 players underlining the country's continued dominance in women's football. England followed with 4 players after winning the European Championship, and also here in Nigeria, we saw the likes of Chiamaka Nnadozie, who is the Super Eagles goalkeeper, and also the goalkeeper of Brighton, who was also part of those lineups, but she fell short to Hampton of Chelsea, who is also from England. So we saw interesting matchup and a very, very close competition between those female categories, and it's very interesting to actually bring into your knowledge that she was standout and then she came second. So she would be on the bench basically if there is a switch, if Hampton sustains an injury or isn't having a very good day in the workshop. So she would step in as the goalkeeper. So still congratulations to her for making it to that standard. The best FIFA men's 11 for male 2025. Also the light of Doha shined bright on Tuesday, emulating football's greatest stage as the world top players, coaches, and legends gather for the best FIFA Football Award. Fans across the globe awaited bated breath, knowing that the night would honor not just only the year's best performance, but also the player who had earned the admiration of their peers. Moment of recognition, the ceremony opened with announcement of FIFA Pro Men's World 11, a lineup voted by professional footballers worldwide. And also still in line with this, Dembele Dembele wins the FIFA Best Male Player Award. France and Paris Saint-Germain's attacker Ousmane Dembele won the men's FIFA Best Award at the ceremony in Qatar, while Barcelona midfielder Mysterio also collected the women's prize. Dembele, who is 28, won the Ballon d'Or in September, rewarding an exceptional season with PSG, which included the Ligue 1 clubs and first Champions League title. The personal award came at the end of the year of the ups and downs of a spinal sprain, who lost both the Champions League and the European Championship finals last season. The winners were chosen by a vote of fans, media representatives, captains, and national team coaches, including journalists alike. And editors alike as well. So we saw all of these actions, and then congratulations to Dembele, World Best Player and also FIFA Best Male Player Award of the year 2024 down to 2025. And also locally here in Nigeria, yesterday the Nigerian Pictures Award had its press release as nominations for Best Goalkeeper was announced. We saw the likes of Stanley Nwabali, Maduka Okoye, and Kayode Bankole, also of Remo Stars. Yes, someone from the home front also was nominated for that prestigious award. And also in the defending category, we saw the likes of Kelvin Bassey, we saw the likes of Frederick Benjamin also being nominated for the Best Defender of the Year. In the attacking and in the midfield, we saw Alex Iwobi, Wilfred Ndidi, Frank Onyedika, and the likes of others in the midfield classes category. And then in the attacking category, we saw the likes of Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, Victor Boniface, and then the trajectory of the names continued like that. Also, we saw standout performances, and also some journalists also will be awarded Journalists of the Year, both for visual and print as well, and also radios. All of those will be were announced as well. The nominees were announced yesterday, and we will definitely bring you more stories around that. The set date for the award presentation will be coming up shortly after African Cup of All Nations, as declared by the president of the Nigerian Pitch Awards 2025 in the person of Sheena Pillars. So we'll be seeing how all of this, will be looking like, and how it will pan out for us in the long run. So now quickly, let me bring you the highlights of the game between Chelsea and Cardiff City, as Chelsea were victorious and they won 3-1 to advance to the semi-finals. Here are the highlights.
Good evening and welcome to the Cardiff City Stadium. Chelsea crossed the board over their sights set on a place in the final four of the League Cup. 5 times